Hello, Libra Collective. Schoolhouse Intuitive here. I'm here with your weekly reading. This is for all placements of Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement really. And this is for around the week of the 23rd to the 29th of June. Oh, looks like we have one card that had already flipped over. And the card is Innocence. You could find this reading resonates for any area of your life. Bottom of the deck, Magic. The Magician came out in pre-shuffle in a different deck, in a tarot deck, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it could pertain to career, money, love, relationships, any of it really, anything you have going on. Let's see what else we have. I will be releasing a July video for Libras this week, probably Thursday, and there'll be a new moon reading too on Tuesday. New moon in Cancer this week. So, Truth. Any other Libra here have a lot of Cancer in their chart or strong placements? Cancerians, just curious if you want to drop a comment. All right, let's see what else we have. Innocence, Magic, Truth. Happy solstice, by the way. Awareness. Okay. Some of us are aware of the truth, right? Aware of the truth and also maybe aware of your own magic here. Really, I am getting truth of the matter, getting to the heart of something here. Acceptance could also be something that's needing to be part of the week, accepting something. I am intuitive, so I do get intuitive messages throughout the reading. Let's see what else we have. A lot of it's clairaudience, so you'll hear me say things like I heard, or I just heard, or they just gave me. So, all right, let's see. New chapters require a new version of you. We will get into tarot, by the way. I want to just get a few more oracle cards. You'll be surrounded by people with different agendas. It may scare you away, but fight it. You've got this. Be careful who and what you surround yourself with. That's part of that awareness, I think. And then I'm getting like someone may not be as innocent as they're acting. So I do get that a little bit. And it says, follow your heart, or following your heart will lead you to the right things. Truth of the heart. Okay. Now, let's get some tarot cards. I think today we will use maybe this one. Maybe Dark Mansion Tarot. Sure. It's personal favorite. Dark Mansion Tarot by Tarot Techo Studio in the description box. It's where you can find all the decks I use. And do remember, as you're listening to this reading, things may or may not resonate. It's a general reason or reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay. What do we have for Libra? I'm getting it's kind of like a slow energy. I don't know what that's all about for some. I'm also hearing something about a necklace. You're wearing my necklace, or you may have someone in spirit, you're wearing their necklace. It's like good. It's like, oh, you're wearing my necklace. Or maybe, your child got you a necklace and you saw them today and they're like, oh, you're wearing the necklace I bought you, or vice versa. We have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords underneath Innocence there. Pages can be messengers, definitely. They can also be youth or someone who is, a beginner at what they're doing, a novice kind of energy. So maybe some of you are maybe hesitating because there's more information to be learned about a particular situation. This can be a card of study as well. I'm kind of getting a little bit of chill in the air, just a little bit of a cold energy with this card. We'll see what else we get. I mean, it is air sign energy. You may have a new idea you're thinking about, maybe. Or you know what? For some of you, something that was said seemed innocent, and you may be wondering if it was, or that could happen this week if it hasn't already, because this is for the week ahead. Okay. What? Whoa. Lots of cards here, and we will take them. Okay, we have, wow. Oh my goodness. So glad we decided to take them. We have the Emperor here, the World card, the Magician, and the Ace of Cups. My, oh my. What have you got coming in? For some of you, the fact that Jupiter just moved into Cancer, that could be lucky for you. Maybe, depending. All right, so we have the Emperor. And as a Libra, I believe with Jupiter moving into Cancer, it then makes it so that it's in our 10th, like it's Jupiter's in our 10th house or something along those lines. I'm not an actual astrologer, of course, but 10th house can be like, your, career, your public image, how you're seen. So I like seeing the Emperor too. That's really good card. That's Aries energy. So our opposite. Yeah, 10th house in astrology can also be kind of like your public reputation. It's usually close to your midheaven. So if you know where your midheaven is, your MC in your chart. Anyway, okay. So again, I'm not an astrologer, but the astrology right now is so huge. It's like hard to not mention it. So, all right. So the Emperor is someone who is able to manifest, you have the Magician. This is someone who's able to see things through, like with the World card, seeing a particular something to completion. Maybe you've completed something that was big, and it could, it could be that that's what you were focusing on. There's an energy here of like learning how to be an emperor too, like learning how to maybe own your own business, learning how to be a strong leader. Maybe you're being asked to step into a new role. Good card though, the Emperor. The World, as I said, I mean, this could be completion, some sort of accomplishment. It can be travel, could be. And then you have the Magician. Now it's the second card here where you have magic in the card. So there it is. And like this is a card of potential too, of manifestation. And like, what are you focusing on? Are you being truthful about what's going on around you? So that's going to be really important. The things you notice, something may deserve a second look. Okay, something deserves a closer look. There is something here this week that deserves a second look. And it could be something where you were going to start something and then you decided, nah, I don't think so. And now you're like, maybe actually I will start that project or relationship or job or program or whatever it is you're doing. But there's also this energy of maybe there is still something more to learn. But as this card up here says, new chapters require a new version of you. And I feel that maybe some of the things you've been telling yourself simply aren't true. Maybe you haven't been giving yourself enough credit. That's a common one. A lot of us, we kind of put ourselves down. Or maybe you're realizing someone else's truth is not yours. And that's why it's important to follow your heart, be careful of who you surround yourself with, and know that you're surrounded by other people with different agendas, right? So, I mean, not that you're not aware, but anyway, that's a message coming through. Then you have the Ace of Cups here. It is your time to shine. It is your time to reach out to something that's going to really fill your cup. And some of you are figuring out what that is. Okay, so something requires a closer look, or you may feel as though you're being closely looked at. Maybe it's evaluation time at work. That's something I've been picking up on too. Maybe it's you're the one evaluating people, perhaps, or you're being asked to provide some sort of input. Even someone could contact you, or maybe it just happened, or you have to do that because the energy could be reversing it, where you have to ask for like a reference for a job. So I am getting that. I'm also picking up on this energy of like filling out a questionnaire. So maybe some of you have are doing that too. But there is something here about like a feedback form, almost like you're having to give feedback on something. So it could be a patient satisfaction survey from like a medical appointment even. So something about your input actually does make a difference. Maybe you're at a time in your life where you're realizing that you have more to offer than maybe what you have been showing the world. Maybe it's like spiritual gifts or energy, maybe you're a shapeshifter, like an energy worker or something, and you're realizing that like you can't ignore it anymore or something. Okay, so those are some things that just kind of came in intuitively. Let's see what else we get though. What else do we have? These are big, big cards. Okay, 5 tarot cards come out. 3 are major arcana, plus a court card and an ace. Like those are all big. I just saw 1111 on the timer. Now you have 3 more cards. Things are coming in 3s now or 4s. So maybe those numbers are resonating for you, or even 7s because 3 and 4 is 7. But now you have a second ace. Okay, you have the Ace of Swords, some sort of like getting to the heart of the matter, truth. Again, it's kind of like something that may have seemed innocent. Well, I get if you were having hesitation before, there's a clearer sense of direction here with this Ace of Swords coming in. All right, there was hesitancy here maybe with the Page of Swords, and then there's a clear sense of direction. I'm getting for some of you that your energy's been quite scattered, and it may be that you're really focusing in this week because something may require full attention. Whatever it is you're doing, this could require your full attention and to have like a new level of awareness. I mean, I'm getting this energy of like some of you are doing something really important this week, or like formal. So there is just sort of this. Now that could only be for like 5 of you, but there is that energy here. 4 of Pentacles, maybe keeping something to yourself, and it's underneath another 4. So this could be something having to do even with your abundance or your stability, your security, your home. Oh, home security could be something you're thinking about these days, perhaps. And then you have death and transformation. So it's so interesting because you have that right underneath the world card, and that's like 2 cards of completion, right? I mean, right together. It's fast. It's more than interesting. It's amazing how well these cards are playing off of each other and how they're connecting, like a Page of Swords with the Ace of Swords, an Emperor. Then you have someone, the 4 of Pentacles, maybe holding on to resources too tightly, and that can be like an Emperor in reverse would be somebody who's really like controlling and dominating, and this cold. Remember I said I felt like a coldness, so that could be even something you're encountering, even though it's in the upright. I do get both energies kind of in this corner of the cards energetically. And over here with the 4 of Pentacles, this is, the word that comes to mind is miserly. This is just an energy. Maybe you're feeling like you need to really hold on to every bit that you have coming in right now. Be mindful of having a scarcity mindset. I will say we'll look into money blocks, see if there's anything blocking you there. And then we have death with and transformation underneath the world. And it's kind of, I'm getting this energy of like you kind of knew this was happening. It may have felt like it took a long time too, because some of you really wanted this, and a lot of the times with this card, it really is. It's not like the Tower. It's something where a lot of the times you've kind of outgrown something. It comes after the Hangman, where you've kind of had that pause and had some sort of maybe new enlightenment, right? Maybe you've had to let go of something, and then in comes the formal goodbye to something or someone. Okay. I mean like as far as like saying you're Not someone like transitioning completely. I mean, I guess it could be, but that's not, I don't read for that. So I'm talking about, you know, maybe it's an end of a relationship or the end of your relationship with a provider of some kind, a work situation, even. So I'm getting that from that card. And Scorpio energy with that. Oh. So now we have, yet again, cards aren't coming out alone. So you're getting 3 at a time here. You need to know you are protected. Okay, you are protected with 333. Okay, you have the Fool card. I'll show you these cards. You have the 6 of Cups, keeps coming out, and then the 4 of Wands. So with the Fool card, it was kind of sideways. It doesn't really matter much because I go by the energy itself, not necessarily the position of the card. So this is like fresh hope. You may be feeling as though you've been just like, gosh, like hanging on for so long with something. But what's interesting is you have the cards of completion, the World card, Death card, and then right after it, you have cards of new beginnings. You have the Fool card, the Magician, and the Ace of Cups. Those are all new beginnings, leaping forward for some of you, and having optimism here. What's interesting is you'll see that the little dog here is trying to hang on. Someone may not be trusting your judgment, or you're not trusting someone else's judgment when it comes to manifesting something new, creating something new, starting something new. But it's kind of like with the Fool card. I mean, there is that energy of like needing to just go for it sometimes, right? That's what sometimes makes the Fool look foolish, is because they have that, inexperience. But I'm not getting you're coming from a place of inexperience, because sometimes we need that fresh energy, right? The go for it, the take the chance, you know. But and also I look at like with the Fool card, they had to. This is a different perspective. The Fool card has. We don't really talk about the perspective much with the Fool card, as far as like a literal perspective. They're on top of a cliff. A lot of us will focus just on the fact that, oh, it's dangerous on the edge of that cliff. But I think to myself, they got themselves all the way up there. How'd that happen? It wasn't just by chance. Like I feel as though, particularly underneath this Magician, and it's following a cycle, a completion, an accomplishment of some kind. You're not starting brand new. You're starting from experience, wisdom. You're starting from a place where you've already had to kind of go through a lot. You've gone through stuff, and no one can take those experiences from you, good or bad. You've learned from the things that have happened. And so I feel we have to position ourselves appropriately for the new start. And so maybe some of you are doing that. And you have another card of accomplishment here. I don't know. Actually, I think the 6 of Cups came out first. So we'll talk about the 4 of Wands, which is a card of accomplishment here. And it's 1111. And I already mentioned 1111. So your intuition could be really hot this week, could be really lit up. But you also have the 6 of Cups. And it's a card of nostalgia. Some of you may be looking back to the past, or maybe you've been doing that this month at things like reunions, graduations. June can be a big family month for a lot of people, particularly in the Northern Hemisphere, as we start, summer and kids get out of school and all that. People go on vacation. So nice weather, you start to maybe see people, whereas in the winter, we're kind of more tied up. So you're, maybe looking back a little bit, or at least you're with people maybe from the past. And some of you are going to say no way, and that's obviously it's a general reading, but there are quite a number of you, I think, that are seeing people you haven't seen in a while, or hearing from them even. And then we have the 4 of Wands, as I said, and this is something coming in, maybe in divine timing, but it's an achievement. We're going to get one more here. And there's the Queen of Cups. Ooh, love that. And it's interesting because she's coming in right here with this Following your heart will lead to the right things. And that's what the Queen of Cups does. They follow their heart, they follow their intuition. They don't get knocked around by, the oceans of emotions around them. They're very grounded, you know. This looks really good. I mean, you have a couple of aces, but let's go through. I want to use the Out of Hand Pocket Edition Tarot deck now to clarify some of this. This is a deck, 2024 deck by Jamie Sawyer, and I found it on Etsy. You can go to @jamiesawyer336.com. So I have the full-size version. I was really excited that they came out with a pocket-size version. And actually, one of you donated. You left a good-sized donation. I was able to get this deck because of you. And you know who you are. Yeah, so thank you for that. I don't want to call anybody out because they did it through my private Square link, which you can find in my profile here on YouTube. All the way down, like if you go to like more info, I think, and you go all the way down, it's a Square link and it's safe to donate. And someone donated and I was able to get this deck because of it. So like, that's what happens when you donate. I literally just put all of it right back into the channel. So thank you. All right, let's see. What do we have? If you want to announce yourself, that's fine. But I didn't want to call anybody out. Okay. Oh, no, not that. Oh, I'm getting this I just heard like kind of getting poked at, like almost like someone's kind of annoying. Like there's like an annoyance, an irritant even. It could be a literal irritant, or there could be somebody in your environment, or somebody who's even on the other side that was like a jokester and would try to scare you. Or you have somebody right now where it's like they scare you, they jump out, boo, or they come up behind you and startle you or something. There's something here, and I actually get that, like, you don't find that funny, actually. But it's like, oh, that's so-and-so, that's what he does. I just saw the name Arnold. Clairvoyantly. Okay. All right, what else? Hearing something about a younger cousin, maybe? Okay, 5 of Swords. Yeah, there could just be a little bit. Oh, you know how I was saying I get this, like someone's doing like a survey or something? I literally saw that someone filling in bubbles in there. And what do we have? Lo and behold, we have someone filling out like an actual test, where like an exam. So they're having to fill something out. And it looks like they're cheating, actually. I've never noticed that in these cards. But 5 of Swords can be a strategy where you're cheating or something, even winning at all costs, even if it means doing something you don't feel good about. There's an energy there in the card. Doesn't mean you're doing that, but that's what's coming in. I just realized, I think that this person they wrote something on their soda can during the test, and so they brought it to the test, and now the answers are like on the can. Yeah, that's what I think I'm now seeing for the first time. Okay, so could be tempting to do that, but I feel this is a warning. No, like keep it truthful, because it's false. Yeah, remember too when I said someone could act like they're innocent? Well, if you're sensing someone's not, you're probably right, because you'll get that clarity. You will, because that's what I get from this column of cards. All right, you were like hesitant here, maybe trying to decide if something, like, kind of, like I said, you're thinking it over, if it made sense, or if it really was truly innocent, or if they were doing something shady. And then you get this beautiful Ace of Swords, hello, truth, clarity, breakthrough. And then what do you see? For the first time, you see, well, what I saw, I've looked at this card a lot of times, not this deck. I have the bigger deck, and I looked at that one before. Never understood, like, never thought much of it. And that could be the energy you're in, where you didn't think much of it, and then you realize, oh my gosh, that's been happening. Or they did do that. Or, it could be, doesn't mean someone's out to get you. It just means that you're on to something that is a little shady. I mean, it's some kind of sneakiness there. Okay, so watch out for that. Just what I'm going to say is, you already know, like, you're not coming to this reading totally blind to this. You already know who this person is. Okay, or what, or it's going to be so clear. It's not anything to worry about. It's like, it's just boom, it's so clear. So there it is. Whew. Yeah. And you have the Ace of Pentacles. You have a third ace now. 3 different aces: Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, and now the beautiful Ace of Pentacles. Here's a new offer. I think that this 5 of Swords energy here, that could be completely separate and totally unattached. I do get that it's sort of on its own little energy here, but you also just know that you have an opportunity now. And I don't know if it's related to the 5 of Swords for you. I think your honesty will be rewarded for something. Okay, so honesty is rewarded. The 4 of Pentacles, you could be taking some of your money and deciding to put it somewhere else. I am picking up on that intuitively. But I'm getting, you're given an opportunity. Now, it's not just like, an opportunity is an opportunity, right? It's like potential, right? It's like a seed. You get a seed, right? But it doesn't mean anything unless you plant it and look after it and take care of it. And so you have to be wise, right, about it. So you want to be in that Emperor energy. So I do feel for some of you, you could be coming up with a new way to grow your business, your garden, your finances, something here. But like everything else, there's also an ending with it. You have the 2 of Pentacles here. Now, for some of you, you may feel as though you have someone in your energy where you are always literally comparing apples to oranges. Like, two things, they're not the same. Like, so I'm getting, for some of you too, one choice could be just as good as the other, but the point is you have to choose, because there's this energy of going round and round in circles with it. And yeah, it's like you're not tied to either one. You can pull away at any time. You can go, I'm getting that, you can go, yeah, all the way. Yeah. Sorry, the falsetto just comes out. I know, right? So talented. So, anyway, okay. Phillips. I get Phillips. I heard that. I think either one, you're going to be fine with either of these choices. But that's another card, though, of needing to really focus in. Just like with that Magician and the Fool, like, watch where you're going, But there's that, I love the Fool because there's that optimistic energy. And remember too, by the way, this fool this fool isn't even carrying anything with them. A lot of the times I talk about how, they travel so lightly, they're just carrying a little tiny sack, but he doesn't even have a sack. So make what you will of that. Yeah, there's nothing there. And I'm looking closely, like with that magnifying glass of the Magician. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. So I'm just like, well, for real, there could be something that you expect to be there and it's not. Or you just realize you're over something, or you haven't thought of somebody in so long. And you're like, hey, you know what? I'm over them. Or I'm over that, So there is a bit of healing. The Magician card, because now you have the 4 of Swords with the Fool and the Magician. And the Magician has all the resources with them. They're in a lab right here on this card. And they're really able to take a closer look and zero in and all that. And it's kind of like the options are, again, it's like the sky's the limit. And here's the Fool card, and there's the sky, and you're freer. and there's all this potential, like with that Ace of Cups, all these aces, actually, it's all potential, and Magician, card of potential, and making the choices, the right choices here, your creation, your talents, your willpower, your desire, but it's resourcefulness and focus too. And there's a big energy on that this week. And the Four of Swords, maybe you need to get clear on something by meditating, journaling. Maybe you work with crystals. There is kind of this, like a wait and see too. Getting a little bit of a wait and see. A lot of this, there's in the Four of Swords, traditionally they're laying down like in a church, and there are the three swords, and then there's the one below them, and then there's like a stained glass window, and you see an image of someone being blessed, it looks like, and the person laying down has their hands up, like they're, as though maybe they're praying or they're centering their energy, and they're kind of over their heart chakra. And I feel like you've been calling out for something or for someone for a long time. It does look like it. Like this is it kind of feels like an answered prayer to me. Seven of Swords. You know what I don't like? I'll tell you what I don't like. It seems whenever there's a Five of Swords, there's a 7 or a 3, or when there's 7, there's a 3 or a 5. They kind of always come out in groups, these swords. And so, yeah, there is an energy here of a copycat, someone from your past, to like deception from the past, even. Seeing Aquarius on the card, but that may or may not mean anything. But the artist literally put the Aquarian symbol. That's why I'm getting that. See it in the sticky note, yellow sticky note. So, it says, what is original anyway? Book ideas. What is original anyway? And then it says, I think it says blocked. And then it's all been done. Why not? Copy, paste, repeat. People do it all the time. So making sure that, you're staying in original, you're copywriting your work. Someone may be tempted to copy you, but just be aware, make sure you're not actually copying anybody. You could be doing that inadvertently, or you get accused of it even, like someone might say, oh my gosh, I bought that first. You're always copying me. It's almost like this sibling rivalry energy, I kind of feel. It doesn't have to necessarily be a sibling. So I do get kind of, someone could be waiting or watching to see if you mess up or if you fall into temptation of some kind. Okay, that's a randomly specific message. It's not, just take it or leave it, right? With the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords, maybe you need a new strategy for something, and you're finding. Oh, but also just be mindful of temptation this week. I'm just going to flat out tell you, okay? It's important to be truthful this week. Okay, you have truth right at the top here, and I'm not saying any of you wouldn't be. I'm just stating maybe something you already know. Truth is important. Yeah, duh. Right? Maybe that's what you're thinking. I don't know. And then you have, oh my goodness. Yep. So here's what comes out with the swords generally: 3, 5, 7, 10. And here's 10. And you have 5 and 7. So another card of something being over with, done. This is Gemini energy. I get that for a lot of you, this has been something that you've been meaning to get fixed for a while. You've been meaning to finish something. And I get that you're finishing it because it's on top of the Four of Wands achievement. And also to me, it looks like this has been a long tattoo. They've been in that chair a long time, or maybe they did it in parts and now they're finally getting that final bit completed. But there's a blessing with this. It's like, oh yeah, you went through a lot and it's done, but like, look how great it looks now, right? And it is something maybe that you did ask for to be done. So there's that. It can sometimes be a card of like if you have surgery, can be that too. I kind of look at like the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords as that. Doesn't mean you're going to require it. I'm saying maybe you know somebody who has having one, or you are, or it's almost like, oh, you'll feel better after you have it, or after you get something done. Like for this person, for example, the tattoo. But you know, it could be a bunch of things. Only take what resonates. Obviously, it makes sense for you, but but there is this energy too. Again, rule following, like follow the rules, and there is that new dawn always with the Ten of Swords. What else? What else? What else? What else? Okay, you have the Two of Wands, another card of potential travel. Now, I stressed potential, right? So we have Aries energy coming in, and it says on the card, adventure awaits. And the only thing stopping you, according to this reading, is like your imagination here. You know, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. That kind of thing. Okay, it's with the Queen of Cups. But the Two of Wands, they haven't gone anywhere yet. They're kind of maybe planning, they're thinking about it. So maybe you're like thinking about next steps, what to do. And let me see. I want to get another card. Yeah, okay, Three of Wands. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. And now they're packing and going. So some of you really are taking that next step with the Three of Wands. All right. I like seeing that. It's like, I feel almost for some of you, it's like you're wrapping something up so that you can move on to the next thing. Maybe you're finishing a school year and then you're going to go on vacation. I don't know, but there is that energy here of endings and beginnings. Now, a lot of our readings, a lot of tarot readings in general feature that. Seems to be the nature of life, right? So making necessary preparations. What else? Four of Wands. Okay. Wow. So you go 2, 3, and now Four of Wands. Wow. All right. Four of Wands again. Okay. So you have 2 4 of Wands here. So really look at this is a celebration. Okay. So you're celebrating somebody's achievement, success, victory. Maybe you get asked out to go somewhere to celebrate somebody, or you yourself are being celebrated in some way, or again, sort of like family reunion, party. Maybe it's a holiday of some kind for you. This looks really good though. Let's see what else we have. I want to definitely get some divine direction cards. We'll look a little bit into love and money. Like I'll pull cards specific to that. And then of course I always end with angel numbers and animal cards. So yeah, let's see what else. Happiness. Yay, happiness. Okay, so it says positive energies flowing around you and within you. Stay optimistic. There's a lot of good coming your way. It's easy to fall into the negative, right? It is. It takes work to remain optimistic and happy. And fertility. This is a perfect time to start new projects, fall in love, change jobs, and give birth to new abundant life. Empress vibes. Reconciliation. Someone from your past. Oh boy, here we go. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Remember, it's up to you if you want to reinvest or revisit in your past. And autumn. Everything will come together in the fall. Expect change, balance, and reconnecting with loved ones. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a big energy here of reconnecting now. I mean, the Six of Cups, you have reconciliation, you have autumn. I mean, and some of you are going, oh no, I don't want that. Well, then, you know how to block people on your phone, right? If you don't want to hear from somebody. Yeah. If you don't want it, you don't have to have it. All right. And forgiveness. But it might be helpful to let go of resentment, forgive yourself and others so you can restore peace in your heart and love again. I want to get 2 more of these. I'm liking these right now. Oh, now you have spring. Okay. So Let's get all the seasons. You got like a summary type card here with happiness and the sunflowers. And we have autumn. Now we have spring. So what you're asking for will become yours in spring. You know what it is, because different hemispheres, it's spring and versus, autumn. So that's what that is. So depending on where you are, it could be spring or autumn that this comes to fruition. So rebirth, spiritual rejuvenation, love, and growth awaits. There's a nice little golden egg. Maybe you're working on your nest egg. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. I only wanted to get two more. And now I have nostalgia and protection. So take time to heal and let go of the past so you can embrace this new phase in your life and take the leap forward. Totally goes with the reading. Totally. And protection. You are protected from tongues that are not wise. You keep getting this card. So let's see. What do we need to... Are there any blocks? I did want to see if there were any blocks. That kind of scarcity mindset came up a little bit. Let's see. Any blocks? It could be in any area of your life. All work, no play. So you need to get back into balance here. So you could be a workaholic. It can block creativity, actually, dull your talents. And it says, give your body and mind time to recuperate, and you'll be much more effective. Self-care keeps you on top of your game and in the game. That's how you can maybe stay high vibing this week. And you also have asking for help rather than going it alone. Whatever you've mastered and can now do easily, delegate it. If you need help, look for a mentor to help you get to where you want to be. You don't have to do it alone. This is another card that I feel like keeps coming up for us. All right. Looking into love. A little bit of love, a little bit of relationships. Okay, then. Wow, that's too many. Too many. I'm hearing Victoria as a name. Could be Victor, any of those. You have movement here. So there's some progress. So this standstill is over. There's positive momentum building as you break free from a period of restriction. And only you. Somebody's focused on you or you on them. Their heart holds no one else as they recognize that what they have found is truly irreplaceable. I don't know why I did that sing-songy. That's not even a song. And last one, settling. Oh, okay. Don't settle. Don't settle for a relationship that falls short of your needs. It only leads to long-term disappointment. And who wants that? No, not me. All right. Oh, we have a jumper. Oh, it's Moose. Ha, how funny. How ironic. It says gravity. And it jumped. Anyway, throat chakra, card 34. You are a magnetic being. The energy put out into the world gravitates back to you, so be what you wish to create. And stag. Oh, interesting. They're kind of similar. Source energy, card 48, crown chakra. Remember your true source. Let go of your belief in scarcity. How funny, I just said that. Infinite abundance is available to you now. Oh, okay. And angel number, 666, leave doubt behind, release and heal for greater things to come. And 1515, a sign of faith, make necessary changes to achieve your dreams. Now that's what I have for you. Please do like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, consider becoming a member. Members, I will post your video as usual, your little bonus video for the week. And that will be tomorrow. And then if you're interested in your other placements, I do have another channel, Mantic Mystic Messages. The name is on the screen right now. Mantic Mystic Messages, where you can look up your other placements. So the main three big placements are Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay, so if you know where your three placements are, then you can, get more information and insight and get a more complete picture. So check me out over there if you'd like. And otherwise, thank you so much. Wishing you a fantabulous week.